So, does your bank account activity or your debit card activity impact your credit score? That's a great question. Let's break it down and discuss it here in today's training. Hey everyone, it's Mike Adams here, and on this channel we empower individuals to achieve freedom through improved financial literacy. If you're new to the channel, make sure to click subscribe and click the bell so that way you get notified on any and all of our future content. So in today's video, guys, we're going to be answering the question of, does your bank account activity or does your debit card, and that's where you have a checking account, where you have a check card that comes with it, when you're using that card to pay your bills, you're using it, for all your transactions, does any of that activity impact your credit score? Okay. And that is a fantastic question, and that's one that actually came from one of our subscribers. And again, you guys know I love your feedback on the videos and love your questions. And just to be clear, it is me answering those questions. Here at Think Wealthy, we're not huge enough yet to where I have my staff or a bot answering the questions. I like to engage with you guys. I want to help you guys. And again, I want to come around and create content like this that specifically answers questions that, if you're having the question, chances are there's maybe hundreds or maybe thousands of other folks out there with the same exact question. So don't be shy, guys. Get those questions in there because I will answer them. And if there's room for it, we'll make a content video just like this to address your question. So again, this one came in and you're really just discussing, hey, Mike, I've been using my debit card, for everything. I pay all my bills, all my expenses, and I have enough money and obviously in my account, so I pay. It's just everything's paid every single month. Does any of this activity better my credit? Okay. And that is, one of those things that can kind of confuse some folks because they're like, okay, well, I received a Visa check card, right? You got your checking account at the bank and now they gave you this Visa check card. So you see the Visa on there and you're like, okay, Visa means credit, right? Visa, or whether it's a MasterCard, whatever the case may be, but it's like you associate those two names with credit. So you think just via usage of the card, you are, bettering your credit, you're using credit. But in all actuality, you are not using credit if we're talking about a debit card. Okay, what that's doing is it's actually deducting money directly out of your bank account. Okay, so unfortunately, as far as positively, does your bank account activity positively impact your credit score? Currently, the answer is no, unfortunately. So even though you're maintaining that account, you're keeping it in good standing, right? You've never overdrawn that account, let's say, or even if you did, you always got it caught up. None of that activity is actually going to better your credit score. Now, can it still show up on your credit, right? Can a bank account or banking activity show up on your credit report? And the answer to that question is yes, okay? Now, not in a positive way. This would be, let's say you've overdrawn a bank account, or let's say you started using that debit card and you overdrew it and now they hit you with some fees, so you're in the negative, and for whatever reason, you never catch that up. You never get out of the negative. You never get caught up. Again, we're talking about a bank here. And what do we know about banks? Banks like their monies. Right? Banks like their monies. And if you're not going to get caught up, you know what they're going to do. They're going to go directly after you. They're going to probably send it to their collections department. And right then and there, high probability that bank is going to go ahead and show up and report that activity to the credit bureaus. Because again, banks want to let other banks know if somebody's not paying them back their money. So that way it affects future lending decisions and really is truly going to affect your ability to qualify for loans or potentially even have the ability to open bank accounts at some banks. So it definitely can show up in a negative fashion if you ever get behind on a bank account or overdraw using your debit card and get into trouble with it, never get caught up. That would be the way that banking activity would negatively then show up on your credit report, because banks would definitely report that. And then from there, when the algorithm scores your report, it's now going to see an account that went to collections with a bank, which will definitely damage your score. And chances are, obviously, if it went to collections, that's going to be a major derogatory that's going to sit on your credit, negatively impacting you for 7 years. So again, when it comes to bank accounts, can they positively impact your credit? No. But can they negatively Yes, if you don't take care of that bank account, if you don't manage it properly, and certainly if you get yourself behind on it, never get caught up, assume the bank's probably going to come after you. Again, they're not required to, right? They're not required to send your account to collections, but what do we know about most banks? They want their money. If you're not going to pay them, chances are they're going to pursue it, and chances are they're going to send you to collections to try to scare you into paying. You're probably going to get a bunch of letters threatening collections first, right? Trying to scare you into paying. But then from there, they're like, look, if you're not going to pay us, fine. We'll go after your credit. And we certainly see that a lot with our students and with our clients. So hopefully you guys found value in this training and learning a little bit more about that. If you did, make sure to give it a comment and give it a like below. I will see you in the next video.